Welcome back to the Doggone Truth About Rescue. My name is Sheila, and we also have Sy with us tonight.
Hi, y'all.
And we are traveling down to Wichita via Zoom to learn a little bit more about what is going on down there with the new location. So, welcome tonight, Aspin. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Let's just get started right off the bat and tell us a little about yourself, your background, and how you found out about Always and Forever.
Yeah, so I've been working with dogs for about 6 years now. I did a little bit of daycare and boarding, a little bit of grooming for about a year, and then I worked at a vet for about almost 3 years. So a little bit of everything. And I honestly had a huge passion for and a huge soft spot for the oldies, senior dogs specifically. It's always been my dream to rescue a senior or adopt a senior, just really open my arms to the older ones that really get looked over a lot and kind of just sit in shelters. And it's really sad to see. When I was in Wichita, the last job I had, I was working at a grooming salon, and I got a call saying that there was somebody looking for a manager position in Wichita at Always and Forever, which I actually had not heard of before.
That was going to be my next question, if you had heard of it before.
Yeah, I had not heard of Always and Forever, and I really wish I did before because I used to live in Kansas City and I would have applied to work there years ago. But I decided to leave the grooming school and travel down to Kansas City for about a week to kind of do some shadowing and see what Always and Forever was about. And it was the most beautiful kind of shelter that I had ever seen in my life. Just the energy, the vibe, the setup, everything about it was beautiful, and how I truly feel like every shelter should be ran. But it was a beautiful thing to see. I had lots of tears of joy and happiness all at the same time. But I decided to take the job, and I get to fulfill my dreams of saving seniors. And it's more than one that I get to help save, which really just touches my heart and takes me back to my own personal senior dog that I cared for a lot in his last years. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to be a part of something so beautiful and amazing.
So you took the manager role. Can you kind of walk us through a day in the life of being a manager at the Wichita location?
Yeah. So I have quite the house full of my own. So I usually wake up pretty early in the morning and tend to everybody. And then I come in and I get to be welcomed by one of our beautiful seniors who got to spend the night on the couch. They each kind of get to alternate taking turns, and you get to walk in and be greeted by a beautiful senior who wants to tell you about how much they enjoyed their night out on the couch. And then honestly, there's a lot of movement in and out all the time, making sure, and being senior specifically, we have a lot of medical dogs that need to go to the vet. They're older, they just have a lot of arthritis. Some of them are a little sick at times. So we have a ton of vet visits. So keeping up with coming in the morning, checking our calendars and making sure that if anybody has any vet visits, if we have any new dogs coming in, if we have any adoptions that are going on or fostering that's going on, just making sure that we keep all of that organized and together, which can be a lot of work, but it's really fun, actually. Really getting to see what it's like when that foster or adopter comes for those meet and greets, and the dog gets to meet their possible forever family or the foster parents that are going to be taking them in, which hopefully turns into a foster fail. Really just keeping up with a lot of that and making sure to stay on track of communicating with our fosters, our volunteers, keeping up with events and fundraising. There's a lot of little things that make a really, really big picture. And it really is just a beautiful thing to help and be a part of. And it really keeps you on your toes. That is for sure. But I love anything that keeps me on my toes. So
How many dogs are down there now?
Right now, I believe we have 9, and we did start off with 10 kennels, and we recently just got 2 more installed so we could save another life and be able to take in a couple more.
Are
Sorry.
there no cats there?
We do. We actually also have one side is dedicated to our dogs, and then we have another side that is dedicated to our cats. And Greta is our manager for the cats. So she knows a little bit more about some of the fun cat things. But our main focus is the neonatal kittens,
Oh.
which are, I believe they can range from like no weeks, like 0 weeks to about 3 weeks. But a lot of them, they don't have a mom. Their mom passed. Some people saw just some kittens that really needed help. A mom never came back for them. So they get taken to the shelter, or they call us now, and we take care of them and bottle feed them throughout the entire day. There's about 7 bottle feeding shifts, and they run into like a 3 a.m. shift, and it's a lot of dedication. And Greta has a lot of work, and she does a lot of that really well.
Were you there when the puppies came through? And have you had a lot of puppies? We had Jen on December, and we were talking about how Wichita was supposed to be the oldies goodies, and then there was a puppy influx.
Yes, the Wichita barn specifically is supposed to be for our friendly seniors, but we decided to take a little turn when we first opened, and there was 11 puppies and a mom that needed help. When we currently didn't have anybody in the barn, we had just freshly opened, and Jen did her wonderful thing of loving her puppies, and she stepped in and said, "You know what? We'll take them and we'll send them to the little Wichita barn, which is supposed to be for our seniors, but why not go another route and start with puppies?" So those puppies, that was my very first time also working with puppies in general. I had never worked with puppies. They were said to be about 3 weeks when we first got them. So they were still feeding from their mom, and it was definitely a lot of work. We didn't have a washer or dryer in the building yet. So, and as you can imagine, 11 puppies after mealtime is very messy.
Oh, God.
Is very, very messy. And our mornings were messy as well. But we had some wonderful volunteers who came in the morning and helped us clean, which cleaning up after a lot of 11 puppies was a lot of laundry, a lot of cleaning supplies, a lot of hands-on, a lot of moving, just a lot of work. But it was wonderful. And then we slowly got them they started getting to that weaning stage, and we were able to wean them off of Mama Bunny, who actually was just adopted.
Oh, I was so excited for her because she was one of our cover dogs on a few episodes ago. So it was amazing to see that she got her happy ever after too.
She did. And she's going to thrive in that home. She had a hard time taking care of 11 puppies. Just a lot of, she would go in and she would like to do her little check-ins on them, give them their little feeding. And then she was like, "Yeah, I'm done.
I don't blame her.
I'm
11.
done."
Crazy. And she wasn't the biggest either. Like,
No, she wasn't even 2 years old. She was like just a little bit over a year.
oh my gosh. So would you say obviously you prefer working with the oldies over the puppies?
Yes, I do. Like I said, I have a huge heart for my oldies, and I loved the time that I got with those puppies. And I learned a lot of new things a lot of new experiences. I got to learn how to take care of puppies at the 3 weeks old, and kind of just see what it's like for a mom dog to kind of like work with that, and just see that that is a lot. And if it's a lot for me, and a lot for our volunteers, then I cannot imagine how much work it is for Mama Bunny herself to take care of all of them.
No. How many other staff members are there at Wichita right now outside of yourself?
Right now, we actually just hired a new part-time staff member. So including her, we have 4 now. And then the rest of our helpers, we're solely dependent on volunteer help.
How has it gone over in the community within Wichita finding volunteers? Like, do a lot of people know that it exists?
So we are actually getting a lot more people who are finding out about us. We originally were going to be planning our grand opening that was planned on October 11th, but with contractors and construction, things kind of got pushed back a little bit. So it was like a month and a half later that we actually opened doors, and we had like over 100 people that showed up at our very first grand opening.
Wow.
which was a ton of people, and we weren't quite finished with everything. So some people kind of just waited it out, and I feel like some of them don't quite know that we were finally opened up. People are starting to find out about us more. And we did have our very first orientation last Sunday. And then we just had our second orientation this last Saturday as well. And that really, I think, has made a big difference on people hearing about us. They heard about, oh, I attended this orientation for Always and Forever. And people were like, oh, they're open. They're having orientations. So people are finding out about us a lot more now, slowly but steadily getting there.
Have you participated in pickleball yet on the other side?
I have not, and I've never played pickleball before, but I am 100% willing to learn how to do that.
I think that'll be changing in your near future if you're in that building.
Yes, I feel like I'm gonna have to learn. There's gonna be some people that are gonna have to tell me that, oh, you have to learn pickleball. We're right here. It's right next to us.
Complete change of topic, but the question just popped up in my head. Have a lot of people been trying to drop animals off knowing that you now exist there, or is it mostly all pulled from the Wichita Animal Shelter?
So we actually haven't had, thankfully, we haven't had anybody try to like bring their dog to our shelter and just drop it off and leave it. That was a really big worry because there are just a lot of places that people do that to. We have had a couple people with cats, though, I will say that they've kind of showed up with a cat and they're like, we don't know what to do with it. What do we do? Where do we go? It needs help. And Greta usually takes on after that, and she can either instruct them where they can go, what to do, if we're able to take them. And then for dogs, we've had a couple people come in and be like, I need to rehome my dog. She's a senior, she's friendly. And then we kind of have to just go through our process of how we can do intake, because as much as we wish we could, somebody can't just bring their dog, drop it off, and we just take it in. Unfortunately, there's just steps and guidelines and protocols that we have to follow to get them into the building safely and just make sure that everything is done properly. But I guess to answer your question specifically, thankfully, we've never had anybody drop somebody off or try to drop any dogs off specifically.
Wonderful. Sy, you have any questions?
What are you most excited about for the future of this location?
Honestly, making a really big change in Wichita, and just how there's a lot of things that could change at other shelters. And I really hope that being in Wichita, other places, not just in Wichita, but other shelters in Wichita, other places can see that it can be done differently and it can be done peacefully, and there's other places can learn and grow from us, and we can learn and grow from them as well. But being in Wichita, I know there's a lot of animals that need help in Wichita, that need help all over the world. But I'm really glad that we can be out here and make a difference in Wichita and make a difference in towns that are just a little bit further from us, but they hear about the new shelter and they want to make a difference. They want to change the way that things are done now. I'm really excited to get more people involved also, to teach them new things, to show them that things can be done differently. It doesn't have to be done the same way as other shelters. You can make it your own and you can make it beautiful and still follow all of the protocols and guidelines that you have to follow. There are other ways to do it, and really just letting people know that we're here and teaching them fun things and teaching them things about dogs. Just really pretty much that. Honestly.
Really excited for 2026, especially for that location to really blossom. I think last year was just building the foundation, getting it up and going, but really for the community to grow around it. Were there
We'll have to take a trip down there, Sheila.
We do. We'll bring our pickleball paddles.
And we'll have the court ready for you.
Were there any obstacles that you faced that you didn't necessarily expect when stepping into this role?
Honestly, with not quite having everything go as planned when construction and contracting was going on, that was a lot harder than I had anticipated it to be. A lot of people had told me, working with contractors it's not fun. It's hard. It is a lot harder than I thought. A lot of people, they don't like to answer. They don't like to reply. When one thing happens due to the weather, it's like a big snowball effect. So really just getting everything opened at first is honestly was the hardest thing. Like I said, we didn't have a washer. We didn't have a dryer. We had 12 dogs. We had 11 puppies, and It was a really big mess. I didn't expect to have puppies at all. I expected to have a bunch of seniors in the barn. So that was honestly probably one of the hardest things that I kind of had to work with, just learning how to take care of 11 puppies, what all the supplies that you need for them. We prepared the barn for seniors, and so we didn't really have very many puppy supplies. I would have to say those two things are probably the hardest, as well as I get very attached and I fall in love with every single one of the seniors that comes in here, and I want to take them all home. It is really hard to let go, even though I know they're going to a home. It's like I have 11 dogs. And sometimes I tell people that I'm like, oh yeah, my dogs. Oh wait, well, those are A&F's dogs, but I
They're your
mean, I like
dogs
my
until they
dogs.
find their new home for sure.
Yes.
Sy and
Yeah.
I definitely can relate on that. We used to work up at the little gray barn. And so I purposely picked that location because they were all selective dogs and I had dogs at home. So I'm like, I know I cannot bring you home.
Yes.
But if I was in your position with older senior dogs, I too would want to bring them all home. So
What are the biggest needs for the dogs there at your location?
Honestly, for our seniors, we are really stocked up on a lot of our supplies. But one thing that we really do go through a lot is like our wet food, our dog food in general. We go through that pretty fast. And a lot of our dogs are on daily medications. Some of them are temporary, some of them are lifetime, like our pill pockets or pill wrap, stuff like that is super helpful. And we use it every single day. And then we also use, well, I would say when I worked with my other dogs, we needed potty pads all the time for seniors. But thankfully, we actually don't have any seniors here that make a mess in their rooms at all. So that is a blessing. But honestly, other than those like item things, just help with walking our dogs, playing with our dogs, taking them out for a pup cup drive. It makes a huge difference and gets them out of the barn. Keeping up with laundry is a lot of work. So just really a lot of volunteer help is something that we always need. And when we do have people come in and help do those things, it makes a huge difference. It makes a tremendous difference on things that our managers needed to get done. And it takes one thing off of the list that we don't have to worry about because we had wonderful volunteers come in and help us. One thing that also really, really helps is donating. We have a lot of the dogs that we save, they're medical. They have a lot of medical issues, or like I said, we have animals that are on lifetime medication. So they have to have frequent vet visits. Being seniors also, sometimes they just come up like there's just things that happen with their bodies, and sometimes their bodies just kind of give out and they have to go to the emergency vet. Things like that. Donations really make a big difference so we can give them everything that they need when they go to the vet.
we're big advocates of always mentioning every dollar counts. If you have $1, $5, $10, it adds up, especially with the large following that Always and Forever does have on social
Yes.
media. So just don't think if it's not over a certain amount that it's not making a difference because the bills don't stop, especially with the seniors.
No, especially with the seniors. And, like you said, that even if it's just $1, $1.50, that $1 that you donated could be the last dollar that we needed for this dog to pay for her surgery. You never know. And it could save her life. That $1 that you donated could have saved her life.
We have one question that we ask every single person on the episode, and it's Sy's question to ask. So
We need a cover dog for our cover page for our podcast. Is there a dog that you can share with us? Tell us a little something about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she is a barn favorite, so it is really hard not to pick her. But we have Lilly. She is our 11-year-old American Bulldog pit mix. And she is the most precious thing in the world. She's dog friendly. We haven't cat tested her, but honestly, she's friendly with everybody. She's been with us since, I believe it was August. She's been with us since August. So she's been with us for a while, and she really gets looked over a lot because she's just kind of a slower, chiller, relaxed dog, but she has so much love to give, and she's the sweetest girl in the
Oh my
world.
gosh, she looks so Oh, look at that face.
I just sent Sy pictures of her.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, I mean, I could bring my laptop in there and show you her too.
Oh, and how old is she?
She's 11.
Oh, sweet girl. She's going to be the perfect cover dog.
She melts everybody's heart. And I mean, she was on medication twice a day. She's now on it 3 times a day. And it's made a huge difference. She acts like she's 5. She started playing tug. She started playing ball. She runs around. She get a nice little jog in. She'll play with the other dogs now. A lot of people just think that she's kind of a lazier, slower dog. And she still has so much life and love left in her.
Oh, she's the perfect one. Good pick. Who was our last cover dog when we talked about Wichita?
Oh, Santana?
Yes.
Yes.
Has he
He
been
was a
adopted?
good one.
Has he been adopted?
He has been adopted. He was adopted.
We've been doing
last month.
good.
Wait, that's so great. We're like 4 for 5 on our episode cover dogs of getting adopted.
Well, I really
Bunny
hope-
was one, Sally Mae was one, Moose was one, he was one for this
Oh.
season.
Well, I hope this
Okay.
shows the world how wonderful Lilly is, because she really is everybody's favorite. I can't lie. She is the volunteers' favorite. She's the barn's favorite. She is literally perfect. And she loves everybody. She has done no wrong in the barn. And I can tell you that honestly, no wrong at all.
Well, we will help promote as much as possible to get Lilly into her forever home. So thank you so much for coming on. I know it was kind of last minute.
Of course.
But I think it is important for people to get to know the people that are running the shelters, and especially with Wichita being so new, any information that we can find out about it is extremely helpful to share the word. Sy, anything else from you?
No.
Okay. Well, Aspin, start practicing your pickleball because we will be down.
I will start practicing.
Sy,
Thanks, Aspin. As always, it's never too late for happily ever after.